Okay, class, let's take a look. So now we'll try to go through is I think regards the Mahayana. So let's take a look first. I think this is let me check first. We are in the Yogacara school. Let's take a look. Where will we? Basically, Yogacara school is in the Mahayana philosophy and the variety of emptiness. So Yogacara school is considered after the emptiness and the other emptiness. Okay, let me try to emphasize that Mahayana school basically the perception is about for being a Buddhahood. Okay, Mahayana only popular after 1st century. So before Christ, Nikaya and Abhidhamma was more prevailing, and most of the Buddhists aiming for the arahantship rather than the Buddhahood. So Buddhahood comes in 1st century, and also they're quite popular in the area of Kandahar, Afghanistan and Pakistan. So that's why now we talk about all is regarding this. Plus, let's take a look. Basically, once we talk about the Mahayana, besides the 6 paramid, we include the prajna inside. For the prajna, especially once we talk about regards the Madhyamika, the place origin from Andhra Pradesh in India. This is how we can trace back historically is begin from here. This area is regarding the Madhyamika. Whereas now we come to the Yogacara is from Ayodhya, Uttara Pradesh. Okay, so this is the origin of these places, origin of the Yogacara Bhumi, and we have a story that the author, the founder is Asanka, who rise to the Tushita and learn the Yogacara Bhumi from Maitreya Buddha. So that's some story involved. So remember, I have a class regarding the Mahayana theory. It come quite a number of people because people is eager to know what were Maitreya Buddha telling the moment Asanga go up to seeking the Buddha, the Buddhism from the Maitreya Buddha. So now we try to go inside deeper a little bit regarding the Yogacara. This is the beginning of it. Okay. So, Sally, can you please start to do the reading, Yogacara school? Okay, sorry, we already started already. So you see, Yogacara school first founded is by Asanka. Okay, so the important is the Samdini Mochara. Okay, then in the previous lesson we stopped here. Is Yogacara school was found among ordained by the Vipajavati Mahisasaka fraternity, which is Maitreya Yatana or Maitreya. So you see or not? So Maitreya, some believe that it is, who is the Bodhisattva in the Tushita, but some believe maybe it's another human only with the same name. And then here it said that Asanga converted his half-brother to the Mahayana is a Vasupandu, who composed the Savastivada Din Abhidhamata Gosgosa. Okay, so we continue with the new sentence. Asanga work, please. Okay.
Asanga works include the Mahayana Samgraha, compendium of the Mahayana, the Abhidhamma Samuchaya, collection of Abhidhamma, this being a Yogacara version of Abhidhamma and a commentary on the Samhini Mochana Sutra. Several other works associated with Asanga are attributed by either Chinese or Tibetan tradition to Maitreya, in the sense that this Bodhisattva inspired Asanga to write them. The most philosophical importance of this is the Mahayana Vibhaga, discrimination between the middle and extremes. Vasubandhu's most important works are the Trimsa Tika Karika or Trimsaka, 30 verses, trims. The Vimsatika Karika, 20 verses, and his commentary on this. The Vimsatika Riti, the Travabhava Nidesa exposition of the three natures, and his commentary on the Mayanata Vibhaka. The Mayanata Vibhaka Karika Visaya in the 6th century lived the two important Yogacara teachers, Siddharmati and Dharmapala, with the ideas of the latter being taken to China by St. John, founder of Parsian School. Also associated with Yogacara are the logicians and the epistemologists Dignaga, 5th to the 6th century. The Dhamma Kriti Bervitis.
Yeah, Sally, you almost want to give up reading.
Yes,
Oh, it's a Sanskrit. Hey, should I know? If let's say I got opportunity to learn the Sanskrit, will you learn or you think I'm very old already? I almost wants to go to the coffin, don't want to learn. Will you learn Sanskrit? Maybe the
I
Sanskrit.
don't know.
You
So
don't know.
difficult to now.
Answer right. Okay. Mr. Leong, will you learn Sanskrit?
Yes.
Good. Okay, we learn together. Okay. I will look for the free class for all of us. Okay.
Some more if the Pali canon also good.
Oh, Pali. I already finished the primary of a Pali. I set it for examination already with the
Wow.
help of ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT bluffed me a lot lah. Because the teacher it's quite hard to consult the teacher from Hong Kong, very hard. So I always consult ChatGPT and it always provide me the answer. But I believe a lot of bluff there. ChatGPT never said that I don't know, sorry, never. He will create something, fabricate something for you and mislead you and you thought very good, very dangerous actually.
Yeah.
Never build
Like a
foundation
teacher.
with the ChatGPT. Just for clarification, yes. Okay, it's my job to help you to go in all this lah. Actually, all this is relates to the what to the Chinese version. Okay. Some child. Yeah, Trimstatika Karunka. Raise hand, please, once you finish. Okay. Okay, class. Maybe we can begin with an interesting story regards the Xuanzang. Okay, so this is the Xuanzang. Okay, let's take a look. The story of Xuanzang had been made, had been made a movie lah. So this movie, I think the author already nominated as the best actor. We like it a lot because this is a collaboration between Indian and the China. So involves some government fund to production of the Xuanzang. The most interesting is the Xuanzang, the purpose go to the India is for the Yogacara, Sutastra, very obvious. Okay, and then class, besides this, actually Xuanzang before reaching to the Nalanda, he met a teacher. This is the teacher. This is the teacher. This is the teacher who is waiting Xuanzang in Nalanda. And actually the teacher was affecting the rheumatism, about to die already, very painful. But he dreams for Maitreya Buddha and Avalokitesvara. They mentioned that they got one guy, that one monk from China is coming. And you cannot commit suicide, even though it's very painful. So once Xuanzang reached Nalanda, he bowed to this teacher. This teacher name is Jie Xian. He bowed to this teacher. Okay, this teacher. So this teacher. Okay, let me try to find out a name for you first. This teacher mentioned that oh, I'm waiting for you because I dream. Silabada. Silabada said, I'm waiting for you because you are the one destined to come here and learn the Yogacara Bhumi from me. And then you will bring back to China and form up one of the 8 schools in China. We call it as a Fa Xiang Zhong, meaning to say the school especially study the terminology, the Buddhism psychology and the terminology. So this is a very interesting part. Usually I believe yes, they dream for Maitreya, Manjushri, and all the Bodhisattva. And the Xuanzang before going back to China, he also dreamed for a few Bodhisattva. Because you know that the king is about the king is about gone already, have been overthrown already. Now he is puzzled that should I go back to China because I already collect enough Tripitaka. And then in the dream, the Bodhisattva said, yes, you should go back. So he went back. So this is how in China we can get we get a very good version of a Yogacara school is due to him, Xuanzang. And this part of the journey, involve not the human, Bodhisattva involved. So Sally, you are so lucky to study this type of thing. We'll go through. Okay. Yes, Mr. Leong, any question? Let me answer you first.
Yeah, how come this Silabhadra looks like a Chinese instead of an Indian?
No, Indian. Okay, look, it's Indian. Let me show you. Yes, no, it's Indian. See properly, they really got an Indian to play the roles, and he spoke Sanskrit with the Xuanzang in the movie. You want me to show you this part of the movie? You want me to show you this part of the movie regarding he said that, oh, actually, I'm so sick, but just I cannot go. I'm so sick until I want to commit suicide. But just the Bodhisattva said, I should wait for you. You want this part of the movie? I can now show you. You want?
Short.
Yes, very short.
Short one.
Very short, yeah, very interesting. Just this part only. Okay, just give me just a little bit time. Okay. I can produce to you very soon. Nowadays, internet time, everything will become very fast one. So let me show you a little bit this. So you notice that it is quite 大唐玄奘Okay, let me show you. This is the part. Okay, let's enjoy the movie now. School, he said, okay, finally I reached my dream place already. Yes, have you ever heard the name Avalokiteshvara, Manjusri, and also the Maitreya Bodhisattva? Yes, so they come his dream. So this is a very more interesting facts once we talk about, this Yogacara school. Okay, so this is how. So just now he mentioned that he spent 4 years just to reach Nalanda to learn the Yogacara Bhumi Sastra. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn today. Class, basically, this is a very interesting, they got a few quite important, let me show you. There's quite a few important facts here, especially regards the Sastra one. Number one, the very signature for this Yogacara school is about this. Please write it down. Tri Swabhava Nitesa. Tri Swabhava Nitesa. So this is actually, this Tri Swabhava Nitesa mean what? Basically, after because I already finished teaching this class, I already finished teaching Mahayana Sangha. So I understand what does it mean, the three nature. Three nature, it means what? Basically, we got three nature. Number one is actually it's a wrong view. Whatever you see reflect in the brain is considered a wrong view. So finally, the wrong view, it can become what? The Nibbana. Okay, so this is the third nature. The second nature is regarding the what? Patika Samuppada. So through some skills, you are able to transform all the wrong view to turn out to become the Nibbana. So that's it. This is the reason why in the very beginning, Asangka brother of Vasupandu, he is very anti-Mahayana. Class, remember, Mahayana in Indian, the definition is the Yogacara and the Madhyamika. Mahayana doesn't mean chanting of Guan Yin, Amitabha. No. In that particular Indian time, that is the meaning of Mahayana. They thought this is not Buddha teaching. So after Asanga tried to seduce his son, his brother, to chant this one, three Swabhaka. After he chanting, he realized that, I already defamed. I have already made defamation. So he wanted to cut his tongue. But his brother said, oh, no, you don't need to cut your tongue. You just, you have done a defamation. Instead of defamation, you just do more complementary to the Mahayana Sutta, they will be fine already. So finally, Vasupandu have done a good job to propagate the Mahayana. Okay, so you see, this is what the Vasupandu have done before. Class, take a look. So this is the one you see. Vasupandu, most important is the Trimsatika Karika. Trimsatika Karika. So Trimsatika is these are 30 verses or this. Why he start to writing all this Mahayana is because this there's this story behind that. Okay, so here we understand. Okay, then I mentioned I already finished this Mahayana Sangha. I already finished. We take about 101 lessons to finish it. Very good number. 101, then we finish. About half and a dozen students complete the whole course. Nice. As good as you all. I think you also finish more than 100 lessons, I think. As good as you. Okay, then let's take a look. besides this, what else we have to be taking consideration is this. They say that, like, see, they say the word of Asanga attribute to what Chinese or Tibetan tradition of Maitreya. So meaning to say, I think this author is not very convinced that Maitreya, the Maitreya, the Maitreya in the Tushita is the one who inspired Asanga. They thought maybe Maitreya should supposed to be the human with the same name as a Maitreya. Okay, anyway, this is, it depends on you lah. But sometimes the facts is very boring. We need something more interesting. Like this. I believe it is possible that because if let's say you say what is the origin of Mahayana, actually they are not available in the first train council. Not available first train council. We just know that during the first century begin, a lot of Mahayana Sutra appeared in Sanskrit texts. And it's in the Kandara. So for those, especially Theravada nowadays, they will try to insist that this is the Buddha saying, because the reason is because for the first, second, third council, very clear that the contents doesn't, it's not including them. But anyway, actually, as I say, that just now the three Sabawa, all this type of stuff, actually the condense is same only. The content is necessarily just use the different name for this. Okay, what else is important? Let's take a look. Is this, they say two more important Yogacara school is Srimati and the Tamapala. Then later on, Xuan Zhuang, he is the founder of the Fa Xiang school. He is the one who created Fa Xiang school. And then with another yoga, you see, usually in Yogacara at that moment, the logician is very popular. And epistemology is also very popular at that time. So it's a Tit Naka. So just, I think knowing this is good enough already. Wait lah. They do a lot of setting here. I just accidentally clicked AI assistant. Don't ask AI. Now I used to not asking AI anymore. Okay. Okay, I think let me continue. Can Mr. Liao, can I continue to read the Yogacara orientation, please? Yes.
Asanga and Visubandhu not only developed the characteristics, ideas of the Yogacara school, but also sought to systemize and synthesize all the strands of the Mahayana along with some Saravakayana ideas. While Visubandhu was primarily a theoretician and gave the school its classical form, Asanga's writings were deeply rooted in the practice of dhyana or meditative trance. Accordingly, Yogacara means the practice of yoga, referring to the Bodhisattva's path of meditative development. While the Madhyamikas and Yogacaras had their philosophical differences, they both had Buddhahood as their goal and can be seen as being complementary in their approaches. The Madhyamika had an analytical, dialectic approach to reality, emphasizing prajna or wisdom. The Yogacaras emphasized samadhi, meditative concentration, and the withdrawal of the mind from sensory phenomena. Just as the early Buddhists sought to transcend limiting attachment by seeing the phenomena as impermanent, painful, and non-self, so the Madhyamikas sought this by seeing them as empty of inherent nature or existence, and the Yogacaras sought it by seeing perceived phenomena as mental constructions. The withdrawal of the mind from sensory phenomena in the Yogacara seems related to what is in earlier Buddhism is described as the apprehension of nirvana, as the sightless nimitta. that which is devoid of indications which the mind can latch on to or interpret, just as the Madhyamika path is related to seeing nirvana as the empty. The Madhyamikas regard the normal experience of the world as a product of conceptual constructions, but had not concerned themselves with the psychological details of this process. The Yogacaras addressed this question and related ones. For example, if the Sravastivadian idea of past dharmas are still existing is not acceptable, how are memories and the effects of past karmas transmitted over time? If a being is composed of a stream of momentary events as described in the Abhidhamma, here the Yogacara answer built on those of earlier schools such as the Sautrantikas, who had postulated a series of momentary karmic seeds reproducing themselves over time, and the Vibhayaditins, and later the Theravadins, who had postulated Bhavanga consciousness, which gave continuity to personality even through dreamless sleep. In continuing to wrestle with such questions, the Yogacaras developed a new Abhidhamma literature set within a Mahayana framework.
Okay, thank you so much. So through the reading, Mr. Leong, do you feel
Sorry?
this is after the reading sort like a Nikaya, right? I mean, yeah, you know that it's always about the emptiness, the Anisha Tukkanata is the same thing only, right? So that's why Mahayana actually is quite related also to the cultivation. Let's try to digest this two paragraph. Mr. Leong, this is animita, not nimitta. Animita means the signless. Yeah, raise hand, please want to finish. Okay. Okay, class, basically we got a few schools. Let's try to clarify the few schools first in the first place. So just now you hear a few name of the school. Basically, Yogacara Madhyamika is under the Mahayana. Okay, it's under the Mahayana. Well, the development of Mahayana, actually, they are quite related to the school, before the Mahayana, especially from the schism. Let's take a look to the schism. The schism, yeah, this is the one, okay? Basically, class, we noticed that in Mahayana school, a lot of teaching is available from the schism, and usually, from the from the academic point of view, there must be something they deduce from, they borrow from them and develop their own theory. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is basically the schism within the Buddhism after 200 years of Buddha Parinibbana. So this is the Mahasamgika. Is that basically Madhyamika, also Yogacara Bhumi, they are really influenced by the Mahasamgika. Okay, let me show you first. Okay, let's take a look. Then here, there is the star vira here, all right? Okay, basically here, the star vira, from here, we come, there's the one, the Sautrantika. Sautrantika means what? Sautrantika is the school who emphasize only in the Nikaya, but not the Abhidhamma, like nowadays, Thailand. Basically, actually Thailand, they disrecognize Abhidhamma. You know that? Thailand, they only recognize Nikaya only, especially after the reign of the King Rama V. Because they noticed that Abhidhamma has been including a lot of the Buddha's disciple teaching, and the thought it is not reliable. So they just only emphasize on the Nikaya. So that is exactly the perception from the Sautrantika. But Sautrantika themselves provide a very good idea for the Yogacara Bhumi regarding what is regarding this concept, this sits concept. The concept of the sits. Why the concept of the sits is so important? The reason is, class, during at that time, okay, let me put a little bit of the sit grow. Because class, during at that time, nowadays it's very easy for us to understand that the information, the perception of the information. You see, the perception of the information meaning to say that we hear something, we smell something, we see something. Later on, it will go to the brain. The brain is like a microprocessor. At the same time, it is going to store all the memory. But at that time, they don't have this type of percept. So Sautrantika come up with a very good idea that it's a seed. Meaning to say that when you see something, you hear something, you are planting a seed in your mind. The mind actually is the brain, Very good idea. Why? Because if without this planting the seed idea, how can you to establish the existence of the karma? You see or not? Class, basically, for example, once you see the mouse, you want to steal it. You won't steal it from nowhere one. It must be during your childhood that, you're dreaming for a mouse. Okay, so at that time, some seed is start planting in your brain already, in your mind already. Then also, with the help of the greediness, with the greedy, so finally, you see the mouse again, you start to grab it. you want to possess it, you start to steal it. Meaning to say that actually, the action of stealing this, of course, will plant another seed to the brain, but before it plant another seed to the brain, it comes with the very early seed first. Meaning to say that you start to have the perception that you want to possess something. See or not? So this is the seed idea, which is borrowed by Yogacara Bhumi, and they use it so well. They say that you must be possessed a seed in the very beginning, so that you do all the good deed and the bad deed, and even the meditation, even the what supramundane. See or not? Why you start to develop the jhana? Why you are able to develop the nibbana? Sadly, you see, we have never experienced nibbana, right? But why you can develop? He said, because you got the seed there. Seed is just like a potential. When you got the seed there, then of course the seed there, it won't grow up by itself. You have to put some fertilizer. You have to watering it. You have to provide some sunshine for it. So that is the idea for Yogacara Bhumi to establish and can explain very well all the karma and also how to extinguish all the karma to go to the nibbana. And all these ideas come from Sautrantika. Okay, so I stop here a moment. Yes, Mr. Long, a question first. Okay.
Sifu, just now you're talking about the seed, the planting of the seed and the stealing of the mouse. Is this called the seed of intention? And the second question is, in Burma, they accept Abhidharma very strongly, but not in Thailand. Why is it so? Thank you.
Question number one, we call it as a seed. A seed is a good way to explain that. I mean, the intention. You can say intention is the karma. Because the seed itself can grow, meaning to say that you have done something. Because the karma, it could be karma in the thought or karma in the action, right? So actually, both are the karma. When you commit all the karma, you are planting seed inside your brain, your mind, and then the seed can come out again to move you to continue stealing another mouse. See or not? So you see, can you imagine, Mr. Leong, at that time, 1,000 years ago, people is very smart using this way to explain all the karma, including the potential. Right? Like I say, even though we don't have experience of jhana, we don't have experience of the nibbana, but since we have the seed in the mind, so once we use the proper way, then the seed can develop. Then we can experience the jhana and we can experience the nibbana. Okay, so this is the seed concept. Very nice. And then secondly, Mr. Leong, you talk about, because the King Rama, they deny Abhidharma because this is the Buddha, this is the disciple wording, they say. So Thailand, just like Sautrantika, they don't want it. If you ask why Myanmar, I think because once Abhidharma starts spreading to the Myanmar is itself, they are highly acceptable. Abhidharma is highly acceptable by the Burmese Buddhism, because I think because the people there, they prefer analytical mind. They prefer category, they prefer all this type of stuff. So that's why they will accept it, just like a science student. Yes, Mei Yi, yes.
How can I aware that there's a bad seed in my mind and eliminate it?
How can you aware? It will come first. You want to steal something? That's the bad seed. You just don't go let the bad seed to further go to steal, that will be fine. So you have to do more repentance, reading the Buddha Dharma always, review yourself, and then and plant more good seed inside. Then all the bad seed don't have opportunity to grow. So you just let the good seed keep on growing. That is the way we do. Okay, so besides this, actually another school also try to come up with a good explanation. That's the Theravada. They are using Bhavanga to explain all this type of stuff. So just remember, Mr. Young, you have gone through that. Because they say in Theravada, they never mention the seed. They say whatever you see and hear, you create the karma, and all the karma will be embedded in the Bhavanga. And the Bhavanga itself just like a stream of of the river keep on flowing. So during once we are having a dream during the sleeping go to the very deep sleep, the bawanga still continue flowing, and this flowing of the bawanga is a stream of the life. The bawanga only will stop once you die for this life. And the bawanga will totally stop because it's a vibhaka once you enter to the nibbana. Okay, whereas for yogacara, they said that once you keep on planting the seed, but the seed itself is not enough. They include one more theory is the storage consciousness. Which is the favorite of Mr. Leong. Yes, this is a storage consciousness because you see, you plant a lot of seed. Where do you put the seed? So Yogacara school said, we got a storage consciousness, egg consciousness. So that's why once you die, because this egg consciousness contain a lot of karma, so the strongest karma will come off first. And then this karma start to create all the 31's RAM. So that's why we say why the cosmology, the cosmology of the Buddhism is always talk about mind-made. It's because of yoga. It's because the last moment, the designated karma in our egg consciousness, he's the one who created the 31 RAM. That's why we say everything is mind-made. From the Autumn Saka Sutra. Okay. So here is the important how we see the flow from the sutra and the Abhidhamma. Why they will do this? Because in the very early stage, they got one school we call it as a Savastivada plastic school. This school, he said that in order to provide the theory this is Savastivada. Savastivada, he said that actually the Dharma exists for the future, You see, Dharma exists in the future. Why? Because as I mentioned that, you see, Nibbana we haven't experienced. Jhana we haven't experienced. How come we will experience this? How come we will experience all the good karma? So Savastivada, he said that, yes, they got some Dharma exists. Future Dharma is exist. But the other school, they don't accept it. They say, how come you say the Dharma exists in the future? So that's why it makes the Yogacara to come up, to borrow the theory from Tantika, that the seed concept. That is very good. I like it a lot. Okay. Plus, basically, nowadays, when we talk about the egg consciousness, we will borrow the brain as one of the organ to explain it. Because as we know, especially the amygdala and also the hippocampus, in the deal of the brain, they are the one who store the memory. If let's say we affected the dementia, usually the damage for the hippocampus can cause start losing the memory. But of course, a brain is one of the organ to support it. But egg consciousness doesn't mean the brain, because once we are reincarnating, we don't take the brain from one life to another life. No, we don't. But just the consciousness. The consciousness contains all the seed, all the karma from this life to another life, and the biggest one, the strongest one, create our body in one of the RAM, in the 6th RAM. Okay. Okay, let me see what else I already omit. Let me try to do. Okay, so this is the school. So class, this is all we mentioned. Savastivada, Sautantikara, all this. Okay, then Mahasamgika is here. So we believe maybe they are learning from here, Mahayana. Then they also come here and learn. And then they come up with the theory by themselves. So from what I explained, it looks like what country of Buddhism, this phenomenon, Mr. Leong, people learn very close and learn, and then come to other school and come up with a new thing.
Sifu, actually, what is the question?
My question is, what place you can quote that which is quite similar with the Buddhism at that time? with a mixture of Mahayana and also the different a different style of the Buddhism. Then they learn here and come here and come here, and then they mix up all the thing. What is the place?
Kandara.
Kandara 1,000 years ago. I mean nowadays.
Malaysia.
Yes,
nowadays,
Malaysia,
30 lah.
KL, yeah, we are. It's exactly what we are
30.
doing now lah. See or not? I'm the mixture, or we some sort of Malaysia-yana. Yeah, what? That's what we do. Hey, actually, I'm considered half expert of the Theravada Abhidhamma. You know. Oh, I think maybe not all the Abhidhamma and Theravada teacher can teach as good as me. See or not? But I'm Mahayana monk. It happened already. It happened already. Everybody mix up and mess up. No, don't mess up. We mix things up. Yeah, the thing, I mean, we blend all well lah. We blend the thing well. It's a good coordinator for.
Blended like Roja Yana.
Half blended with what lah?
Roja Yana.
Yes. No,
Roja
Malaysia
Yana.
Not Rojak. I don't want Rojak. I don't like Rojak. I like Malaysia Yana. Okay. So let's keep on having a look for this. Okay. Now you see class. According here, he said that. Let's see. Okay. Now you see Asangka Vasubagdu. They are the one who has systematized and synthesized the whole thing. So that's why if you go through and read the Mahayana, actually the gist is the same with the Nikaya only. Now you see, I say, Vasubandhu is a theoretician, the brother, the elder, the younger brother. But the elder brother Asanga, he deeply rooted with the jhanas, you know. Because Yogacara is very emphasized on the jhana. You can only accept Yogacara school once you accept that everything is created by the mind. This is the very famous quoted by the Yogacara Bhumi. He said, everything is made by the mind. Raise your hand if it is acceptable for you. Everything is made up by your mind. Yes, it is acceptable. Okay, welcome to enjoy Yogacara school. I will open the school in Mandarin. Only, okay.
Now it's becoming Mahayana already.
Yeah, Mahayana. Now you see, actually he tried to do the comparison. You see, he said that Madhyamika Yogacara both had the Buddhahood as their goal. Okay, all want to become the Buddhahood. That is the differences. That is the only difference between the school, the different school, and also the Mahayana. That's the only difference. They aim for the Nibbana, Arahantship, but here aim for the Buddhahood. That is the only difference. The rest talk about the jhana, fourth jhana, fifth jhana, and also it goes to the vipassana. Both are same. But the bodhisattva, they will try to avoid to attain to the sotapan. Because when you attain to the sotapan, you only have 7 times of a lifetime only. Whereas a bodhisattva, they need eliminus of a reincarnation so that to accumulate enough merit to become a Buddha. That is the point. So usually bodhisattva will avoid to attain the sotapan. Okay. Then next, let's take a look. Okay, and then he said it. Now see, Madhyamika had an analytical, dialectical approach to reality, emphasize on the jhana. I think this is a good explanation. An analytical, dialectic approach, because as we see here, the Tibetan Buddhism, they are very good in debate. They're using the debate, the way to clarify the wisdom, but the wisdom is more in the level of literature. It's not the bhavana yet, because you have to meditate to go deep. Whereas you see the Yogacara, how they say they emphasize on the samadhi and the withdrawal of the mind from sensory phenomena. Same like a Nikaya, withdraw the mind. Then he said, Madhyamika saw this by seeing them as empty, of inherent existent. Okay, class, inherent nature is avijja in Nikaya and Abhidhamma. Please write it down. They are using different words. You have to familiar with that. And then Yogacara, they said that they will perceive everything as a mental construction. Yeah, whatever you see, your mental construct it, and you thought it is real. That's why we start to creating the karma. See or not? Similar with Nikaya, right? Whatever you see all come to your brain, your mental construct everything. You look so real. You can feel it. It is empty. Only you attain to the jhana, and the jhana, you go to analysis. You try to analyze whatever construct in the brain to the piece by piece. You try to analyze to the subtlest, to the tiny and the subtlest component. Then the oneness will be broken. That's the Mahayana. Very profound, right? So I believe if you, Mr. Leong, you reborn to the Western Pure Land, you won't do nothing. I think what you learn is still all this type of stuff. Am I right? Or what you do in the Pure Land, every day just sleep in the lotus and do nothing. I think you do all the Vipassana. That is more logic. Okay, right? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now next, let's take a look. Then they said the withdrawal of the mind finally go to where? Signless, animitta. Just like Madhyamika, they call it as the empty nirvana. Okay. Now you see or not, you say in the Madhyamika, they said that the world, regard the world as a product of a conceptual construction. And had not concerned themselves with the psychological detail of the process. Yet this is true. What subject concerned over the detail of the process? Sally, what subject? Madhyamika, he just said that everything that come to the brain are just the conceptual thing. But all the process okay, from the ear, then come to the brain, ear cognitive process, then go to the mind cognitive process, and go very detailed. What subject? Talk about this. Yes, Abhidhamma. And what Yogacara they do? They try to make the Mahayana become, they Abhidhammalize the the Mahayana school. This is what Yogacara do. That's why if you study Yogacara, very similar with the Abhidhamma. Why? Because Asanka, he was ordained under the school of Sarvastivada. Remember that Sarvastivada and the Theravada nowadays, they are both brothers. That's why all the details you learn from Theravada is applicable in this Yogacara, because you can trace back very early. Sincere or not, actually, we all brothers, we unite together. But the Theravada monk, I don't think they think so. They prefer say that we are the only school, we are the only Buddhism. The rest, no, they are fake one, they are counterfeit money. I think they prefer this way. I think this is more for marketing purpose, but actually, no, we are the Dharma brother. A lot of similarity we can check from all the texts. We compare together, a lot of similarity. How come one is in the Sri Lanka, one is in the Northwest India, but so many similarity? Because in the very beginning, is the Asoka. Asoka, he understand very well. He distribute his investment. He got the concept already. Distribute the investment. So that's why it end up that Mahayana and Theravada, it come in this way. Okay, next, let's take a look. Okay, they say this is the concept. Sarvastivada very famous of what they say. Past Dharma as still existent. That is the perception that many schools that don't accept. But this is the famous of what? Sarvastivada. He said all the future karma past. Okay, he said past, present, future Dharma is existing along the time. Then people cannot accept it. Cannot accept it. This is why Sautantika, they come out from this Sarvastivada. They say cannot, it doesn't make sense. How come you say that past, present, future Dharma all existent along the time? Then he said that the Dharma itself is existing across past, present, and future. So that's why we can attain to the Nibbana, we can attain to the jhana, because Dharma is already exists in the future. So which one is your favorite? You prefer this Dharma exists in the future, number one, or you prefer the sit concept? Sit, bija. Yes, sit looks good, right? Okay, next time you come to Earthy, I will feed you with more sit. The sit of pumpkin, very nutritious. Good for prostate cancer. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is a sit concept. Then let's take a look. We call it as a Sautantika. See, they're using a momentary karmic sit, momentary, every moment. Okay. Not just one sit is a momentary. Whereas Vibhajavatin, class, why we call them as the Vibhajavatin? Because for Vibhajavatin, they said that only present is real one. But Sarvastivada, he said that no, past, present, future, all are real. That's why Vibhajavatin, they come up with from the Sarvastivada. They want to independent because they come out again. And then another school is a Sautantika. They say, oh, it doesn't make sense. They come out again. That's why in Buddhism, we end up splitting and splitting due to disagreement in the concept. Whereas science different. Science, they will come out with a theory try to unite all together. See or not? And then we call Newton law is to explain the whole universe. Then they come to the string theory is in the what we call it as a quantum physics. So usually scientists, we try to unite both together to come up with a good theory. This is science. They keep on uniting to use one theory to explain everything. But for us, religions, because the father gone already, so all the son, they cannot agree to each other. End up we got a lot of a schism. And usually the schism due to the three reasons. Number one is the precept. One school mentioned that no matter major, minor, you all should uphold it. That is from Kashyapa. But for Ananda, he said, no, the minor precept, you can give it up. So that can, for Dhamma Sasana. So number one, we got 250 precepts. So can split many schools already. Second is regarding the jhana. Some school mentioned that you must be possessed at least fourth jhana. But some they say no, upachara samadhi is enough. Second splitting. And the third splitting is regarding the vipassana. Some they say a summarized version of vipassana is good enough. Some they say no, there must be detailed version of vipassana for the nibbana. So when you add up three together, a lot of school nowadays. That is the reason why the different schools is due to the differences for this three perspective. Okay, get it? So we just accept it because more school means more choice, and you have more place to go. Am I right, Mr. Leo? You got more place to go.
Yeah, especially in Malaysia.
Yes, Rojak Jana is your favorite. Okay, let me see. I'll finish already. So Yogacara developed what? Okay, a new Abhidhamma literature. Okay, then they say Bhavanga consciousness. For this Theravada, there's a Bhavanga consciousness. Kept continuity to personality even though sleepless sleep. So class, remember that. For Theravada nowadays, they're using Bhavanga to give continuity to personality. Whereas for Yogacara Bhumi, Yogacara school, they are using a series of momentary karmic sake to give the continuity to the personality. Okay? So I think you'll be very clear already. Let's go further. Next paragraph. Yes, Mei, can you please read the passage? Central to the Yogacara.
Central to the Yogacara is an emphasis on consciousness. Indeed, an alternative later name for the school was Vijnanavada, the consciousness teaching. In early Buddhism, the flux of consciousness is seen as the crucial link. The crucial link between rebirth and a transformed state of consciousness is associated with nirvana. The perceived mind is also that which interprets experience so as to construct a world and can be the basis for experiencing. The world transcending nirvana? The world is led by mind thoughts. In the Yogacara, the role of mind in constructing the world is so emphasized that all concept of an external physical reality are rejected. The perceived world is seen as representation only, or mind thought only. In this, the Yogacaras went one step beyond the Sautrantika's theory, in which objects were seen as real, but were only known by inference from the representation that they cause in the mind. The Yogacara and the Madhyamika views of each other. Both the Madhyamika and the Yogacara see themselves as presenting Buddhist middle way between the extreme of nihilism, everything is unreal, and substantialism, substantial entities exist. The Yogacaras criticize the Madhyamika for tending towards nihilism, which phenomena supported by nothing but other unsupported phenomena, while the Madhyamikas criticize the Yogacara for tending towards substantialism, setting up mind as an ultimate entity when all was equally empty of inherent existent nature. The Madhyamika assessment is reflected in a 5th century schema, later used in Tibet, which grades the key school according to their grasp of truth. Wabasika Sawastiwada, Sautrantika, Chitta Matra Yogacara, Madhyamika. To reach the Madhyamika level, however, the other school had to progressively study. Moreover, the Yogacara Madhyamika later developed as a powerful syncretistic school. The Yogacara emphasized on how the experienced world was a mental construct accorded to the Madhyamika idea that things were empty in part because they were dependent on imputation by mental designation. The substantialism of the Yogacara is in fact more apparent than real, as their theories on mind are essentially tentative device, skillful means to be used in conjunction with a series of meditations in leading the practitioner beyond all mental constructs, including all theories to a direct experience of the true nature of reality. For them, one who cannot get beyond words and theories is like someone who mistakes a fingertip for the things that is pointing at, such as the moon, an image that is common in Zen Buddhism.
Okay, thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Liao, you notice that or not? Actually, Yogacara School is very good at explaining, all this meditative experience. I like them a lot. You notice or not? Very good, Say.
And expound on it.
Yeah. Actually, there is a Europe monk. I think is a Czechoslovakia monk. He's very good in meditation in Visuddhimagga. But he learned the Sanskrit in Sanskrit text in the Yogacara. I heard that he wanted to use the meditation experience in Visuddhimagga and they integrate and come up with the Savastivada meditation method or the Yogacara. But we just hear only no consequence. And this is many, many years ago. Actually, I think there must be more school learning the meditation and bring it back, all this type of meditation experience. Maybe this we read as a Vijnana Bhatta. This is a J and S a Jnana. Baba Nyonya is the pronunciation. Okay, raise hand, please, once to finish. Okay, class, basically, I think it is not that difficult for this paragraph, as we know that for Yogacara, the way they try to explain that, they establish the karma, they said that the whole world constructed by the mind actually is our brain. So, class, you see, once you see the mouse, okay, the mouse appeared in the brain. And then the brain, we label it as a mouse, okay? Then we think this is quite permanent exists, especially this is something you like, okay? The dopamine will excrete in the brain, and then you will like it a lot. You will attach to it. So you see the whole world in the brain, construct in the brain actually is a wrong thing. Yogacara said this is something quite wrong one. And then what you try to do, you must be able to go to beyond all the words and sentences, and also go beyond all the things that appear in the brain. So how to do that? Basically, it's not very clear, but the way I see it is in the Nagarjuna teaching that they go to analysis, try to break all to the small particle, then you can go beyond that. But for Yogacara and the Madhyamika, both they got similarity that they are the one who understand Buddha teaching, which is in the middle path. But each of them criticize each other only in one thing, is about the Nibbana. For Yogacara, he mentioned that Nibbana is something must be exist one. It's substantially Buddhism, it just exists. But for Madhyamika, he said that no, even though Nibbana itself, it should be emptiness. If the Nibbana itself is not the emptiness, meaning to say that this is something which is we said that this is something wrong already, because that is the conflict between of them. One, Yogacara said that Nibbana is something which is attainable. Once you attain Nibbana, you got something. But for emptiness school, they said that when you attain nothing, that is the real nothing. That is the conflict between them. Okay. So how about, shall I know who agree that Nibbana itself is it? Nibbana itself is the emptiness. You vote number 1. And the Nibbana itself must be something which is attainable, a lot of merit there. You vote number 2. Which one is your preference? Okay, number 1. Sally number 2. Okay, so you both fight to each other, or maybe abstain. Yes, you're fine. So you see that is the splitting. But I think we can only have a good conclusion after the meditation only. Theoretically, just say, just quite hard to prove anything. Meditation itself can only prove the thing. Yes, May, anything?
Is attachment nature of the mind, which is bad thing? Is it nature of the mind, attachment?
Yes, for us now, yes, this is our habit. It's a habitual for you and I, especially we are in the desire realm. We will detach it once after or the vipassana only, and or with the help of the samadhi, then we will start to detach from it. Okay, let's try to finish it. Then I want to leave you continue your okay. Now you see, this is yogacara. Usually we are using the word vijnana vata. Vijnana vata. Vijnana vata mean what? The consciousness teaching, or we use it as a mind only. Okay, so vijnana vata is actually is same. It's the flux of the consciousness. Remember, it's not a thought. It's a flux. Okay, then we construct the word. You see, class, you say according to Yogacara Bhumi, he said that all the concept of the external physical reality are rejected. Meaning to say, whatever comes to our brain, it's not the real one. They are the representation only. I think they are really plus, can you understand that how come 1,400 years ago, the people also even they know that whatever appear in their mind is something is a fabrication. Do you think there must be with the help of the meditation, right? Or we were never skeptical that the world is real. We never skeptical. Everything is so real for us, except you are in the samadhi. Then you see the words are different already. Or like we see Einstein also mentioned a lot of things that say time and space is a fabrication, is the illusion. Then finally, even the particle itself, when you analyze to the quantum physics, you go to the very small particle, the quantum physics, it comes very different already. It doesn't follow the law, it can penetrate, and then your mind can change the pattern. If you observe the small particle, they are the wave. If you don't observe it, they are the particle. You see, not very awkward. You see, meaning to say that everything really, your mind can influence it. Microscopically, Then let's take a look. Okay, since he said that all visual object was seen as a real. See, they go beyond Sautantika, the Yogacara. They go beyond them already. There's everything you see is a representation only. So this is okay. I mentioned just now. It's about the annihilation and also the substantial. These two only. Remember, this is pinpoint. Both is pinpoint. Is regards the nibbana only. So they criticize to each other. And then they say that Yogacara emphasized how experienced the world was meant to construct. According with the Madhyamika idea that things was empty. So they all later on they mix up together. You see power of a synchronistic. They mix up together. I think mix up together is good. So you see, wherever the world, because without mixing up, Yogacara Bhumi, I don't see the skill how to analyze it. For the Madhyamika, they're very good analyzing the thing. Everything, they break it to a small particle. No matter mind or no matter what, no matter mentality or materiality. Abhidharma also very good for these skills. Class, sometimes, even though we don't have any jhana, for example, okay, like Sally, you're angry with Mr. Leong, okay, so you in your brain you start to analyze. Mr. Leong, I angry with who I angry with. Where is the Mr. Leong? Okay, then if I analyze that, Mr. Leong, Mr. Leong composed by the hair, the skin, the eye, the lung. See or not? It worked for somebody. When you try to decompose, it disappeared already. When you decompose, Mr. Leong doesn't exist. Who am I angry with? Nobody I get angry with. So that is this type of sentence appeared in our Sui Chan and Wang Bao Chan. But since we do the chanting, as fast as a train, we don't realize that this type of words actually embedded in our Liang Wang Bao Chan and Sui Chan. I noticed that. Meaning to say that the guy, the monk who wrote the repentance, they have all this knowledge, very high, very profound knowledge. Then besides, let's take a look. They said that you cannot get beyond the word. If let's say they say, this is how they say through the meditation leading the practitioner beyond all the mental constructions. Okay. Okay. We see later on how how they do view the rule and nature of consciousness. Then they say if you cannot go beyond the words, so you are just like Zen said, you are pinpointing the finger. Take it as a moon. Actually, all the words is a pinpoint. Finger pinpoint the moon. We should take a look to the moon, but not attached to the pinpoint. Just like our words, like Xing. We got a lot of text. The text mentioned is the Nibbana behind. But if you don't know, you attach to the word or to the literature, that is another attachment already. Okay, we start our class here. So next lesson, so we try to understand what is the let's see this is the Yogacara view of the role and the nature of our consciousness. Okay. Hey, should I know? Am I speaking English or am I speaking China English now?
Yes.
China English. Still China.
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay. I think quite hard to change already, Mr. Leong. Quite hard already. Because
it's your habitual karma.
Habitual karma. No, not the habitual. It's a seed planted already. It's early seed planted. Yeah. It's a first language. So very hard. But of course, I think without pause and hesitation is crucial for you all, so that not that boring. As long as I understand my grammar, they'll be fine already. Okay. So be tolerant. Okay, be tolerant. Okay. So we palms together. I wish to inculcate
I wish to inculcate
more favorable consciousness
all favorable consciousness
Consciousness
through transferring merit
to
through
transferring
transfer
merit
to my past life enemy and relative.
to my past life enemy and relatives.
May they be liberated,
May they be liberated,
free from suffering,
free from suffering,
attain Nibbana,
attaining Nibbana,
and helping others to do the same.
and helping others to do the same.
Yeah, Sally, please.
Thank you, Sifu, for the class today, and we pay respects. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.